Hi guys, today's lesson is how to zest a lemon, and that's spelled Z-E-S-T, and a lot of recipes will call for fresh lemon zest. They usually call for 1 to 2 teaspoons because that's about how much you get when you zest a lemon. My lemon, however, is ridiculously large, so I'm going to get closer to half a tablespoon, if not the whole tablespoon. So anyhow, my lemon has been washed. Do not put soap on lemons because they've got these little itty bitty teeny tiny nicks and dimples and divots in there, and the soap can get in there, and you don't want to actually eat any soap. So what you do instead is you take a freshly cleaned washcloth and then you scrub it all over really, 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 really good, and you wash it and you wash it and wash it just like you would wash your hands, and you make sure you get every square inch of this lemon all shiny clean, and then you're going to dry it with a clean cloth. Now I have 3 different tools out with which I can zest my lemon. The first one is deliberately designed for zesting lemons. It's called a Microplane grater, and it's got little itty bitty ridges on there, and don't run your fingers across it because, oh wait, you will burn yourself. Actually, you won't burn yourself, you'll slice yourself. You're just going to take the lemon and run it up and down there. Now you can run it up and down in both directions, but since the ribbons only go in one direction, you have to put your lemon down. Now you want to rotate your lemon every time you scrape, because as soon as you get the yellow off, oops, there you go. As soon as you get the yellow off, you want to move on. If you start grating this white pithy stuff, it will be bitter, 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 and did I mention awful? So the only thing you want to get is this soft peel that's almost waxy like. So if you're going to do that, it's just going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to get in there little by little. And you usually just grate it like once or twice a grate per section, and then you rotate out. So just keep looking at your lemon to make sure that you are not grating into the pith. Now this is going to work lovely and really well, and you can see that all the lemon's collecting underneath there. So I've got quite a bit of lemon out already, and I usually just use a spatula to scrape that all off with. So that I don't waste any of the lemon. So you can just sort of scrape the underside with a spatula. Do not scrape the top side with a spatula unless you make sure to go in the direction that's not going to eat your spatula. So you have to go, remember, if the lemon grates from the top down, the spatula's got to go from the bottom up, and you just want to give it a shave and a haircut there. So we've got some nice lovely lemon there, but that may not be a tool that you have at your house. Now most of you guys have a box grater at your house. That's that metal thing. It's got 4 sides. Looks like it's got slicers on one side. Then it's got big holes on one side and big holes on smaller holes on the other. That's what I own for a grater. I don't actually own a box grater at my house, but mine has this way cool feature. It's got this little pop-out box. And I can collect the shavings in there, so I'm just going to make sure that the opening is on the side I'm using. And the reason you want to check is because, yes, indeed, I have actually put it together, grated the cheese, and wondered why it's not going in the box, because I didn't have it on the correct side. So anyhow, you're going to make sure that the opening is on the side you're using. I'm going to use these small holes, and this one here actually has teeth in both directions, so you got to be really, really careful. You just sort of put it down there and let gravity work, and again, you know, you're just going up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're just going to get handy-dandy little lemon slices and shavings there, and it works pretty good. The drawback to this one that works up and down is that it works so efficiently that you might get into the pith. That's that ugly white stuff that's going to make it taste really, really awful bitter, and you're going to get in there a little bit quicker than you think. So make sure you check and look and check and look. And after a while, you sort of get a rhythm for it. And that seems to be about it for that section. And again, when I pop open my little container here, you can see I've got all of my nice little lemon shavings. That actually wasn't very many lemon shavings. So we're going to look inside, and sure enough, that's where all the lemon is. So we're going to have to, again, take the spatula and scrape it out. Now, because this particular model has teeth in both directions on the grating side, I can't really use my spatula because there's no way to put it that won't eat the soft rubber. So It works, not as good as the microplane grater, but it works. If you're using a box grater, then that's what you're going to do. And again, you just want to make sure you collect every last scrap of lemony goodness there, simply because zesting lemons takes a lot of effort. And then the last thing that you can do to zest your lemon, and I'm just going to put this back together so I don't make a mess all over my counter, is a way cute little tool, and it's got little scalloped ridges there. I don't know if you can see the little holes that go through, and you just put the little teeth there and you pull down. Problem is you'll notice that instead of getting cute little shavings, I can actually get a ribbon the length of the lemon, and this works really great if you want to like put a garnish on something, chocolate pudding or something. But if you're going to eat this, you're definitely going to have to go through with a knife, and you're going to have to chop it, or you can just make sure that you make short little peeling motions so that you only get short little pieces. And that's it. We're just going to keep grating our lemon. And I'm going to use my little box grater because that seemed to be the most efficient out of all the toys today. And you also want to make sure you're very careful that you know where your hands are in relation to the sharp teeth on your box grater, because it will not only grate the lemon, it will grate the skin right off your fingers, and then there'll be blood, and then you can't use your product because it's not safe and it's not hygienic. And did I mention there'll be blood? So please make sure your fingers are up on the top of this. Don't grab them like this, and don't grate like this because, your knuckles do not taste good in food. So we're just going to keep grating here. And I didn't get every square surface. The lemon is not perfectly round, so I don't have every inch of zest that I could possibly get off here. And then you'll notice right around the corners, I couldn't get in there because my machine is a flat surface, and these things are very rounded. And I'm pushing for all I'm worth, but I just can't seem to get into that section. So this would be where I want to take my little lemon curler here, because that can get into those sections just a little bit better and get those done. Now, when I'm done with a zested lemon, I don't have anything that's pretty enough to slice and put into teas, lemon teas, or anything like that. And this isn't really something you want to put as a lemon slice into a drink because, again, all of this pith is going to be there, and it's not going to taste good if you put that there. So I'm just going to get these little edges here so that you don't waste your lemon and you don't just throw away this nice piece of fruit here simply because you use the outside. The inside is still full of lemon juice, and there's a nice way to get some lemon juice out of there. There we go. And so the easiest way to get lemon juice out of a lemon, clean up my counter here, which, by the way, I sprayed and disinfected with bleach before we started. And again, I cleaned my lemon before I started because a lot of times when you're working with fruits and veggies, they go from your hand to someone's mouth, and you want to make sure that you start it out clean. So if you want to juice the lemon, just put it down on the counter and roll it around. Give it a good slam. And I'm not rolling the edges, I'm rolling the portion of the fruit there. And you just want to loosen up all that juice. What you're doing is you're trying to break the membranes inside so that they will release their juices. And just give it a nice roll there. Push, push, push. It doesn't want to roll. My counter's a little slippery. Couldn't get the word out there. And you got that done. You can actually hear it, and I can start seeing that the juice is falling out there. So then I'm going to take a knife, and I should be using a chopping block. Yes, I know, but I'm going to be very, very careful because I don't want to cut my counters. And you'll notice that my knife blade is in the air, way above my counters, and I've got this nice juicy lemons here. I'm just going to throw the seeds out to the side. And then you got a couple of choices. You can actually just squeeze this into a glass or a jar or a bowl. Or you can use where'd mine go? Uh-oh. Well, that's no bueno. Here we go. This little thing here is called a juicer, and you can juice lemons, oranges, grapefruits, basically any citrus product that's got an inside like this. It's got a little lip on it here, a little pointy, so that when I've got the juice, I can pour it in there, and I'm just going to sort of line up the center with the center of that thing there, give it a good push, and you can see the juice already, and then I'm just going to twist and wiggle and squish, and it's kind of full, so I'm going to need to dump it. Now I'm going to need to strain this because a whole bunch of seeds came out. And we don't want to drink lemon seeds. I don't want to grow a lemon tree inside me. And you just sort of squish it, and you're going to get a little bit of pulp. All the seeds are out. And if you don't want to do it that way, and your hand is better this way, you can squish directly over into the bowl, and you can see I'm just sort of rotating it there and giving it a good grind. And that lemon is down to the nubs there. There is hardly anything left in that lemon. And we're going to do the same with this other one here. I find it easier to start the full lemon on the bottom because you're going to need more pressure. It's just got more mass in there, and you're trying to stuff it all in. And then the second one can go on the bottom. Now, many recipes that call for lemon zest also call for the juice of one fresh lemon. So how convenient for them. Oops, you're not seeing that very well, are you? There you go. How convenient that you just happen to have the lemon to juice after you squish it. Now, I have tried juicing the lemon first and then zesting it, and it doesn't seem to work as well because now this thing is squishy, and the zester just squishes it and doesn't quite get the lemon layer off. And that outer lemon layer, the waxy-like coating, not the actual wax that they sell at the store, you know, to make them look pretty. That's why you washed it out. But the lemon layer is all you want, and you don't want any of this white underling stuff. Actually, mine looks very yellowish. On an orange, it's a much whiter. So if you're going to zest an orange, you would do the same thing. You would wash it, take just the outer layer of peel color, and then leave the waxy white stuff, I guess the inner skin out there. And there's all my nice lovely orange lemon juice, and I've got my seeds and I'll strain it. But that's it. We've zested our first lemon. Take care, guys.